I mean, of course, Karisma being the first person from the Kapoor family to enter films, that's a well-known fact. It wasn't considered safe or what?
I think it was just that maybe the people, the women who got married, I think in the 60s, 70s in the Kapoor family, who never really worked in films. Maybe it was their choice also. I don't know.
Sure.
But my father kind of really, he was he's very cosmopolitan.
So it wasn't a bone of contention between your mom and your dad that Karisma would work in the movies?
He was always like, I don't know. I can't, obviously do anything. She has to find her own debut, find her own way. And, figure it out herself if that's what she wants. And she did exactly
And your mom said, okay, I'm going to figure it out.
Exactly.
Because she would have been, 15, 16? So
she started at a very young age, 15. And I think with me, it was a different generation. The 90s were completely
It changed. The world changed. There must be a reason.
Cinema changed.
Yeah.
The kind of films that were being made changed in 2000.
Yeah.
90s was a really...
Crappy times, kya?
I don't know. But still, Lolo, some of her films are pretty iconic.
Sure, yeah. And
the
a whole lot of David Dhawan movies, watches them even now.
The songs. Every party is still playing that.
Yeah, that's true. No, but I'm just saying in a larger sense, why is it that women cannot work back then? Because maybe it's not a great place for women to work. It can't be a coincidence, right?
Yeah.
That all the producers and the stars are sending their male kids, but not their female kids. Of course, everything changed later in the 90s, but clearly something was going on, something was up.
I think the women in the Kapoor family chose not to work. That's what I feel. And then obviously it was kind of like they don't work. Or maybe at that time it was like, I don't know, somebody said don't do it, or I don't know. If you come from that background, maybe you, I don't know, won't be successful, or I don't know. There were a lot of things. A lot of people said light-eyed actresses won't make it. So I don't know if that's true or not. But obviously look at Karisma and so many others after that. I don't know maybe why people were not working, but I feel like a lot of my mum-in-law worked throughout. She worked after her marriage as well, after Saif was born as well. And she's been such an inspirational, such a tigress who completely led the way for, I think, all the actresses then. Everyone. She was a game changer of sorts in the 60s. So I guess it was also quite a personal decision maybe that our parents took, or my mother took.
So it wasn't a big deal when Karisma, Lolo, is she really called Lolo because of Lola Brigida?
Yeah.
Lola Brigida? Really?
Yeah, my mom was reading that, yeah.
Did you get your name from Anna Karenina, the book?
That's what my mom tells me, but Bebo, I don't know from where that is.
Okay. But did you read Anna Karenina? Because that's directly from...
No, I haven't read it. Have you seen the size of the book?
Yeah.
Have you? I have it at home because you know who's reading it. But, who probably has read it. But, no.
Should do a series on it.
Definitely. But, that size of book, I think, no. Baal safed ho jayenge.
So, you are the non-reader and Saif is the big reader.
I am. It's not about reader, but it's like,
Look at the size of the book.
And read, yeah. But I love.
You've written 2-3 books yourself.
I love Joe Nesbo. I love the detective crime kind of, Scandi kind of writing.
Pulp fiction.
I love all of that.
Yeah.
But Saif's different. He reads different kind of stories. He's an art history student, so he likes reading stuff about that. It's fine. But I think I just give the vibe and personality that I'm not a reader.
Which is not true.
Which is not true because now I think on a day off, sometimes I do pick up a book in the afternoon and I do like to spend my time reading. You
also think when you give off a vibe that you do, which is I'm poo and whatever, when you actually appear in a film, I distinctly remember, I think it's 2004 when you did Dave.
Yeah.
And I was awestruck by you in that movie because I didn't expect it.
Yeah.
And when you have too strong a personality, कि मुझे सब कुछ आता है or I'm a dude, it's very hard to get into another person's character. Do you think that could be the case?
I think the way people perceive you because of your characters, because of Poo or Geet, they think and believe that that's her. But if you've noticed, and I'm happy that you brought up Dave, because I have done films early on also in my career. Dev, Chameli, Omkara, Yuva, which have been character-driven. But they never really get their due because these larger-than-life characters, because that's the way the audience also wants to see you and enjoy you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, she looks...
And even if Come Back This doesn't do well, or I don't know whether they did, but more people have seen it than they've probably seen a Dev.
A Dev.
Right. Right.
And because they enjoy seeing me in those roles, probably. Or they perceive, there's just this, So I've constantly tried to break that, but with doing these periodic films and choosing, like Chameli very early on, I was 22 when I did it. I mean, that's been a conscious effort.
Right. And also with the changing times in cinema, right? I
Yeah.
mean, those things were not happening in 1991, or they were considered art house. They probably didn't even get a release.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think when I did Chameli in 2000s, it was, nobody was making that kind of a story, or a mainstream actor wasn't playing those parts.
But would you walk into something like this thinking of it as a challenge, or after all, you are an actor and you'll do the same way what you do in other films? How does it work?
No, as in, will I continue to, or...
Like, will you just be who you were in the previous film? After all, it's just a character, and because you are an instinctive actor, right?
Yeah.
You're not someone who prepares for months, or did you?
No, not for months.
Yeah.
I think I'm a prepared actor, but I'm not overtly prepared. I like to leave something to set. I like to leave something to the director, to my co-stars, some sort of energy, because it's a collective energy also that makes a scene and makes a film. So we have to leave that room. We can't come with अब मैंने तो set कर दिया है.
Will you prepare your lines and all those
Yeah,
things
of course.
before? Right.
No, of course. I think the best thing an actor can do is learn his lines, know his lines backwards. Because then you get room to play around
other things
and concentrate on other emotions rather than, okay, what's my next line? So I'm very conscious of that.
Right. And it doesn't matter to you when you're doing those films whether those films will be box office successes or not. It's
No,
not
I've never been that.
Really?
I mean, I've done films, of course. Okay,
You've
kar
done
lete
films
hain.
for the money, obviously you have.
Yeah, of course. But I'm not it didn't matter to me whether Dev was going to become K3G.
Yeah.
Because they're different realms altogether of cinema. But I've always been ready to, delve in that and, experiment in that and do it.
How important was money for you while you were growing up?
I mean, actually, I don't really remember that whether it was important. It was a little bit to always get nice clothes because I wasn't working and my mom kept telling me that till you don't get yourself a job, you're not going to be buying clothes all the time and doing what you want, and prepare yourself if you want to be an actor. Take on the challenge. When you become an actor, then you have your money. She's always told me that. You have to stand on your own 2 feet. You cannot rely on your parents.
Even when you're in your teens?
Absolutely.
Early
teens. It was just the bare necessities, basics. And I mean, that's the way mom was. My mom came from a very humble background. My nana was a character actor.
Right. Hari.
Harish Dasani. Yeah. And my granny was, she was English. So she never really, knew anything, or she came to India and got married and, never really did a job so much.
Like if she was traveling in India and she met your father?
Yeah, I think so. I think she kind of or they kind of were on a tour and it kind of happened. And something, I think now back in the 40s, I don't really know.
We're doing long throwback right now. It's okay. Yeah, we can go back.
But I mean, that's the way it was. So mom was very humble. And my mom always, till today she keeps us in check. She is the one thing that we're still okay, she can have that right to, tell me still what to do and what not to. She's
not splurge or something?
Yeah, she's always
be conservative.
Yeah.
With your money.
Definitely.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.